Today, you can watch your favorite old movies at home and still enjoy the great taste of movie theater popcorn. Because Wherever brings that home, too, with the Wherever Popcorn Pumper, the first electric hot air home corn popper to pop up all brands of popcorn, big, light, and delicious. With or without butter, just like at the movies.
Shall I start it again, sir?
For the way you live, for the way you eat, wherever's the way to cook today.
See the Wherever Popcorn Pumper at these participating stores.
On Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, Ohio, sits the site of the former Wherever aluminum plant. To most, this is just a relic of the town's past. But in 2025, with the planned closure of the nearby Pixel paper mill, worries about a toxic plume have begun to emerge in the community. From 1948 into the 1990s, the Wherever facility was a pillar of the local economy, exporting goods across the country and providing income for hundreds of local working-class families. Products manufactured here consisted of aluminum cookware, non-stick pots and pans, as well as some novelty cooking items such as the Super Shooter electric cookie and candy maker. Little did the community know at the time, the industrial chemicals used at this facility were finding their way not only into the soil and groundwater, but also into the employees themselves. When the factory closed, it didn't just leave behind some empty building, it left behind an invisible toxic footprint in the soil, the water, and in the bodies of those who worked there. Documents have shown that the pollution wasn't a recent discovery at all. The EPA first documented significant toxic contamination on this site in the 1980s, more than a decade before the closure of this facility. What they found in the reports was unsettling. The chemicals responsible for this toxic plume are the same compounds workers were exposed to on a daily basis, such as lead, cadmium, benzene, trichloroethylene, and its breakdown product, vinyl chloride, all of which are well-known human carcinogens. The geography of this plume is extremely unlucky. To the west of its boundaries, we find a water treatment facility, Mary Lou Patton Park, and rows of housing. To the north, we have the Scioto River, and to the east, miles of farmland. For years, this plume of toxic chemicals was held in check by a happy accident just down the road. This is the now former Pixel paper mill, Wherever's massive neighbor. Paper production at this facility each year required billions of gallons of groundwater to be pumped from the wells surrounding the facility. This constant pumping created the happy accident that keeps the toxic plume from spreading towards the rest of the community. That happy accident came to an end in August of 2025. The mill shut down production, shutting down the pumping stations and leaving 800 people without jobs. With the shutdown of the mill came a change in the geography of the contamination. The plume's contamination was now free to move, threatening to spread towards the Scioto River and nearby neighborhoods. This is why an issue known of since the 1980s has become a worry for the community over 40 years later.
A paper mill that has been an integral part of Chillicothe since the 19th century is closing in less than a month. The documents we obtained show that the plant has held back dangerous chemicals, but investigative reporter Isabel Cleary shows us that is about to change. Isabel?
Jen, Jared, EPA documents from 2022 describe the paper mill closing as a worst-case scenario. Toxin levels increased in some monitoring wells when the Pixel paper plant reduced pumping during COVID. Now those pumps will be shut down for good when the Pixel plant closes next month. And the EPA is worried the groundwater could shift towards homes southeast of the plume.
After months of uncertainty surrounding the future of the former Pixel paper mill, there was a sudden turn of events come fall of 2025. U.S. Medical Glove Company made moves to purchase the property. While the company has promised hundreds of new manufacturing jobs, a question remains. How does this affect the toxic plume? Paper production at this facility required pumping over 1 billion gallons of groundwater each year, holding the plume in its place. Manufacturing medical gloves is a very different process. It doesn't require the same massive volume of groundwater. This creates a potential issue. If the new owners don't pump enough water, the wherever toxic plume could still migrate. This puts Chillicothe in a state of limbo. The jobs have been replaced, but the plume may no longer be contained, leaving the future of the community's groundwater at risk.